One of Hollywood's most famous murders is still unsolved today. I'm talking about the murder of Elizabeth Short. We know her better as the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth was born in Boston to Cleo and Phoebe, and she had 4 sisters. In 1929, Elizabeth's father, Cleo, lost all the family's money in the stock market, and later, when his car was found on the Charleston Bridge, it was assumed that he had jumped to his death. Years later, Elizabeth's mother, Phoebe, received a letter from Cleo in the mail saying that he was sorry for what he had done, but that he was actually very much alive and had moved to California to start a new life. Later that December, when Elizabeth turned 18, she left Boston and went to California to live with her father. Elizabeth and her father didn't get along very well. They would fight all the time. So she stayed living with him for a very short period of time before moving in with her boyfriend, who allegedly ended up being abusive. So she didn't stay with him for very long either. She ended up in Santa Barbara, where she got into some trouble and was arrested for underage drinking. At that time, the authorities sent her back to Boston. However, she didn't stay there for very long either. She ended up in Florida. Elizabeth had dreams of being an actress, though, so ultimately she did end up back in California, where she started dating a married man named Robert Manley. The two had just taken a weekend trip to San Diego and had just gotten back on this day. It was the 9th of January, and Robert Manley claimed that he dropped Elizabeth off at the Biltmore, where she was going to be meeting one of her sisters who was in town for a visit. Now, both patrons and staff at the hotel did confirm that they had seen Elizabeth there, just like Manley had claimed. They may have been the last people to see Elizabeth alive. Just a few short days later, her body would be found by a mother out walking with her young child. Elizabeth's body was found near the sidewalk on January 15th of 1947. Now, according to FBI files that have been made public, Elizabeth's body was found severed in half and it appeared to have been cleaned. They believe that she may have been unalived elsewhere and her body placed there on purpose. They believe this because the body had been cleaned and also there was no blood or any type of fluid, bodily fluid, found at the scene at all. Elizabeth was found naked and posed in such a way. Think of a mannequin before you put it together. Sadly, despite all the effort put in by the police and the FBI, this case has never been solved. Elizabeth's official cause of death was a cerebral hemorrhage, and her murder was ruled as a homicide. There are many more details to this case that I have found through my research, and I'd be happy to share it. Just let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comments, guys. Stay safe and never trust the silence.